Etepu, peace and blessings, everyone. Of course, it's always great to be with you. I am Shekhem-t Unmedu Nater, Chief Priestess of Temple Mena Imaku. Um, my life, my purpose is to be of service to humanity. And I have used all of my formal training, my spiritual training, as a way of seeking to help those who are on that journey to finding self and wanting to create a better life for yourself, your family, your loved ones, in the way you interact, in the way that you express yourself on a daily basis unto each other. So today we are going to deal with, but before I say that, I want you to go back. You can, we started this conversation back in 2019, and we've done some really great things. I think the collective that works with me, that is a great support, our priesthood. We have done Black Genocide Memorial Day, which involved many countries, several countries actually, and cities. And this is our journey into seeking to bring more in terms of a way of life that we believe has been beneficial to many. And as you will, if you so choose, you may be able to use it as a way of empowering your life and those around you. So we deal with a lot from our ancestral legacy that has been left. Our path is one of ancient Nubia and Kemet, and some of the principles that seek to guide the human process so that we can move from being emotional, negative emotional, as the King would say, inferior behaving human beings to superior behaving human beings, not as in better than others, but that the choices we make are superior choices in our behaviors and interactions so that we can have peaceful, harmonious, truthful, caring, and loving relationships with our family and our fellow human beings. It's called also this concept of having positive regard for each other. So as a counselor, a psychotherapist with many decades, and a spiritual counselor, combined decades, I should say, rather, between both of those, about 4 decades of, teaching, learning, sharing, and working with families and individuals. One of the things that I've found that is also a sticking point and a major challenge is people telling truth. Now, we often speak of, truth as just, did you tell a lie or did you not tell a lie? Well, in the next few minutes as we talk, you'll find out that there are other ways in which truth is also expressed. And truth, by the Maatian concept, this is truth, okay, is living. It's not just talking truth, but it's the doing. To know truth, you must live it. That's one of the ancient concepts of our ancestors. So another behavioral pattern of truth creates a lot of stress, conflict, and mayhem. And mayhem in some cases, with our partners, husbands, wives, and so forth. In Western culture, the idea of not speaking truthfully is synonymous with telling a lie. So you say, well, did you take someone's object, property? You say, no, when in truth you did. So you told a lie. If your husband or wife or your mate finds you cheating, they say, did you sleep around with Mary or John? You say, no, you told a lie. So there are other ways, however, to telling lies. And of course, lies make it so that, you diminish your worth, you diminish yourself, because a lot of times when you tell lies, then you walk around with very heavy guilt. And guilt is something that destroys the heart. It makes your heart weak. And what it does, it depresses the spirit. So what we want to do is work on this habit. Last session, we showed you how to do wisdom seeds that can help you. So if you find yourself to be habitually not telling the truth, that's something you may want to consider doing. So, how do you feel when someone tells a lie on you, though, or accuse you of wrongdoing, or lashes out at you when they are in a fit of rage or anger? Use profanity to refer to you or calling you out of your names. All of those things are also reflective of not being truthful. Because when you call someone out of their name, okay, you're calling them other than God created them. And that's not truth, because you're not calling them as, that they have the spark of omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence, as God created them, in the likeness of God. Yes, we are human beings, but we are living as spiritual beings in the world, interacting with this earth plane. So at some point in our lives, all of us will have had somebody who has told a lie on us. And so let us take a moment, the first one, which we said, telling a lie. In our closer partner relationships, as I said, the continuous statement of lies lead to anger. It can lead to anger. And for most human beings, it does. Anger responses, depression, and avoidance are a part of the, what happens when one is accused. And the accused themselves, as I said before, sometimes will feel guilty. In some cases, they don't. Okay? If someone ceases to do that, then it is also correct for you not to continue to say you are a liar. Okay? So if you're a liar, then it means that you cannot change, and that is not truthful. Okay. Each person or such persons, who are able to disengage from their emotional hurt and attachment from the person they love, and their disappointment leads them to do self-harm. And that's for the person who can't walk away from the pain of what the person has done, in terms of telling the lies on them, or, not being truthful. Okay. So those are some of the ways in which, we tell lies. Okay. And the impact of lies on others. So the next one is lashing out in anger. Anger has been seen as a great vice by our ancient ancestors. When we say heated words towards others, each time we do that, it is as if we are committing war against another person. The wars of the world start with just from in here, from a single individual unable to reconcile or have peace with their environment. And such war leads ultimately to destruction of the family. You can't argue every day over and over again, because you cannot be productive as a family in continuous war. It is only peace and harmony that creates prosperity, generational wealth. You have to be able to have peace to do all of those things. And then we have adults in unions that are bitter when there's constant anger. And the children, they learn how to then repeat that. They watch their mothers and father vicariously be angry. And then the next thing you know, such children, they become angry themselves. And then we have generations of angry, divorce, domestic violence. And this is how these things are perpetuated. So parents, you have great power. Profanity, cursing at others, cursing people out of their name, is also part of the social relationships that have created a lot of disharmony. Okay? Instead of what, we focus on what the person is saying. In such cases, when you're being cursed at, we focus on what they're calling us. And then we express the displeasure. The person who's doing that, they express their displeasure with profanity. When you curse a person, you're actually cursing yourself. You are doing harm, karmic negatives to yourself as well. So what we want to say is, we want to be able to nullify that, to take that out of our existence, right? So, the hidden truth is that in a moment when you curse yourself, the person, it's like a circle. as I said, it comes back to you. Why not instead walk away? If you're feeling like you have to call a person out of their name, then cultivate that habit of walking away and making it, so that you can, again, as I said before, come back to the conversation. It is mistreating others. And a natural consequence, again, is the self-destruction of the relationship. Self-destruction, of yourself, but it's also destroying your relationship. The fiber that is necessary for a relationship to be successful is caring, nurturing, peace, positive regard for the other person, a willingness to take time out, discuss your matters, your issues, your challenges without finding the need to curse at that person. Because when you do that, you demean the person, you demean yourself, you set up, especially in nuclear families, as a foundation, you actually set up very negative energies. You set up for lack of a better word, a cesspool of negative vibration, which does not end. It travels through the family until there are those in your family who make a decision that they're going to stop the generational bad legacy. So what I'm saying to you is, asking forgiveness when you have done these things is one thing, but the constant repetition now informs you that you have a habit that must be broken. If you go back to our last video, you will see where I said you can create these wisdom seeds. You can help yourself by sitting down and meditating. You can change your habits. You can begin to lay up a foundation where you and your family can walk together in peace, greater love, greater harmony, and a way to resolve your issues without being cursing, being untruthful, calling each other out of their name, lashing out at each other. Create a foundation, an oasis in your family. Make that decision and work towards it. Everyone has to work towards it. And when your children are not appropriate, reflect on yourself. How did I help to create this child being boisterous, angry, right? Because children absorb what we do and say. So again, in our next segment, we will outline 5 or 6 things that you need to pay attention to in this process of learning better how to be truthful with self and how to be truthful about others in your midst, and how to be a reflection of greater harmony when you address your issues. Peace and blessings. Hetep.